Hello everyone and welcome to my bold and beautiful today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Liam makes his position astoundingly clear as Hope excerpts a promise from Thomas. Moment on the bold and the beautiful. Hope and Thomas reflect on what just happened. RG begs Liam to forgive his woman, and Ridge, Carter and Katie are relieved that Hope's past her solecism. As we get into Los Angeles, Thomas and Hope are belting out their sweet, passionate, candlelit love. Thomas' sensations over how inconceivable Hope is and how important it feels like they are made for each other. Hope doesn't ever want the feeling to end because he makes her feel alive. They also spoon some further while dreamily holding hands. They talk a bit further about what's passing, and Hope says commodity, strong and important, has been unleashed within her. She wonders if this is what Brooke's whole following her heart soliloquy was about all these times. Hope's been obsessing over Thomas for periods. She knows it's wrong, but it was time to give in. This is better than her dreams. They lean in to kiss and grin at each other. It's also Thomas' turn to talk about how inconceivable this is. Hope admits there's a part of her that's screaming, "What are you doing?" and thinks perhaps she's losing her mind and she's crazy because she just can't stop wanting him, indeed at the cost of her perfect life. And that's enough to get them started making out again. Over at Spencer Publications, Liam's texting Wyatt, though RG suggests that perhaps Liam should rather concentrate on his marriage, but that's the last thing Liam wants. He wants the distraction of work. Sure, fine, RG gets that, but feels like perhaps rather of going back to crash at Bill's place, Liam should head back to be with his woman, rather, before it's too late. A short time laterally, Liam gets off the phone with Wyatt after roasting RG a little, and RG, in turn, pushes Liam again to concentrate on his family, especially since Wyatt's easily got effects under control. Liam said further than enough about the peril Thomas presented, and he was right, except for the fact that Thomas wasn't the one to ruin effects, it was Hope. Liam also goes off, yelling that he wants his life back and his woman, back as she was months ago. He wants these last many months gone. RG gives him a soliloquy about how life and connections have the good and the bad, the ups and the campo. But Liam loves Hope and his family, and he needs to concentrate on that and forget about the Thomas kiss. I can guarantee this isn't going to be again. RG insists that Liam can get past this. He has to find a way to forgive Hope just this formally. Liam ruminates over his trip to Rome and how agitated he was to surprise Hope, how insane it was to just wander around Rome hoping to find her. How it was like fate that he decided to go to the Colosseum, the featuring about them, only to find Hope toadying over Thomas and kiss him. She kissed the one man that she always knew I'd abominated further than anyone. RG's sorry, but Liam can still forgive her. Liam's not a quitter. He and Hope are right. No, remission and in the cards. At Forrester, Katie, Carter, and Ridge are talking about how bad a reproach Hope and Thomas's solecism in Rome could be. Now that she's back, Hope needs to concentrate on her marriage. Katie notes before she and Ridge talk about how worried Brooke is about this. Still, Hope's on is sure she's come to her senses now, or not. Katie asks how Carter and Ridge couldn't have noticed anything in Rome, especially given Thomas' track record. Ridge also defends his son and says this has nothing to do with backsliding. Indeed, Katie acknowledges that Thomas has made great strides and Hope is the one who did this and apologized. The ball is in Liam's court to keep the marriage together. In the show's last many moments, Thomas tells Hope he gets it. She did her stylish to save her marriage and Liam didn't want anything to do with it. He doesn't get how a man could be anything but thankful to be with her. He doesn't want to be the person who ruins her life. He wants to be the person to put her first. Perhaps she's doing commodity wrong, Hope admits, but she doesn't feel shamed. What they participated was passionate and inconceivable. But she should go before she gets into any further trouble. Thomas has a question for her first, however. Is this you and me, commodity you can actually handle? She wants to keep exploring with him, but she needs to figure out her coming way. And until also, she'd like to keep this between them. He agrees and they make out Thomas and Hope. But what's she doing in his house? The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease that Brooke Logan will walk in on the unbelievable. She'll barge right into Thomas Forrester's house and find him and Hope Spencer in bed. But what's Brooke doing shambling into Thomas' house? Katie Logan's living with Carter Walton? It turns out that Thomas has moved into Katie Logan's house after Katie moved into Carter Walton's garret. The house was empty and Thomas was suitable to move in. Formerly, Katie moved out, and he had wanted a house for a long time. Thomas started working on that back when he was trying to get guardianship reverse of Douglas Forrester, who'd wanted him and Hope together. The problem is Thomas no way changed the cinches or got new house keys, and Brooke has a key to the house. But that doesn't give her the right to barge in any time she wants, and especially not in a bedroom with unrestricted doors. Brooke Logan must deliver Hope Spencer from herself. Brooke knows about the bifurcation of Liam Spencer and Hope, and that it was Hope who kissed Thomas in Rome. Hope is a grown woman and can make her own life opinions, and she's decided that Thomas makes her happy, but this is a different, non-obsessed Thomas. Whether Hope might be obsessed with Thomas is a different story, but now that she's taken off her ring, Thomas and she are going forward full speed. Hope is easily offended to see her mama burst in through the door and try to break effects up. She's not a teenager. Thomas is within his rights to have Brooke arrested for trespassing and voyeurism, but he won't deign to Brooke's position. Hope Spencer takes action. Hope is visibly mealy and takes action, telling her mama to get out and leave her and Thomas alone. She's moving on with a new and healed Thomas, and he's no longer a trouble to anyone except Liam's pride. Hope tells Brooke the same thing she told Thomas about Liam, previous to their taking effects to the coming position. Liam wants Steffi Forrester Finnegan back. Maybe she should go over to Steffi and John Finnegan's house and see if Steffi and Liam are in bed. She's got just as important right to barge in there as she does then, after all, having been cheat on Finn with Liam. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease that history will repeat itself. Will Steffi Forrester Finnegan cheat on John Finnegan with Liam Spencer? The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Why hasn't she told her husband? Steffi told Finn about what happened between her family, Thomas Forrester and Hope Spencer. She told Finn about how devastated Liam was, having witnessed Hope grabbing Thomas and kissing him on the Colosseum after flying to Rome to surprise his woman. But what Steffi didn't tell him was when Liam seized her and kissed her after she set up him devastated, and he took a separate marketable flight home. According to B&B spoilers, Steffi hasn't told Finn that Liam showed up at their house when he wasn't home either, and the same thing happened. She did tell Liam that this could no way be again, but will she stick to it? Long sanitarium hours. Is there trouble in paradise? Finn is spending some long sanitarium hours, being called in for double shifts, and while the plutocrat might be better, he's hardly ever at home. Is there trouble in paradise and Steffi feeling neglected? It doesn't feel like she feels that way. She seems to treasure every moment together. But if Steffi really is happily married to Finn, why hasn't she told Finn that Liam forced kisses on her doubly when they promised total honesty to each other? Still, he'd come down on Liam hard, so perhaps that's why Steffi isn't discovering the Liam kisses tea. She feels sorry for Liam, if Finn knew. Plus, there's the mess that happened ahead when Thomas still had the brain aneurysm and Liam assumed the mannequin he was kissing was Hope. He no way indeed checked and ran to Steffi. Has she really moved on, or is she vulnerable? The big question then's, has Steffi really moved on, or is she still vulnerable to Liam? The night they got drunk and slept together happened much too fluently. Finn and she made it through, but they were not married also. Hayes Finnegan was conceived that night and there were maternity questions. Still, the same thing could be again if she and Finn would have a disagreement that results in a falling out. If she's still vulnerable to Liam on any position at all, or this history could repeat itself simply as a moment of weakness. But now the problem is, if she gives in and cheats with Liam, will it end there? Or might there be another Who's the Baby Gaddy story?